Yeah, check it out, check it out.
He's locked in.
Yeah, check it. Hot damn black America again. Think of Sandra Bland as I'm staring in the wind. The color of my skin, they comparing it to sin. The darker it gets, the less fair it has been. The hate made, I inherited from them. But I ain't gonna point the finger. We got anointed singers like Nina, Marvin, Billy, Stevie. Need to hear them songs. Sometimes to believe me, who freed me? Lincoln a Cadillac, drinking a battle raps. Or is it Godspeed that we travel at? Endangered in our own habitats. Them guns and dope, man. Y'all can have it back. As a matter of fact, we them lab rats you built the projects for. Now you want your hood back. I guess if you could rap, you would express it too. That PTSD, we need professionals. You know what pressure do. It makes the pipes bust. From schools to prison, y'all. They trying to pipe us to your political parties and fight us. Instead of making voting laws to spite us. You know, we from a family of fighters. Fought in your wars and our wars. You put a nigga in Star Wars. Maybe you need two. And then maybe then we'll believe you. See black people in the future. We wasn't shipped here to rob and shoot ya. We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women are created equal, including black Americans. Yeah, that's black America again. I'm gonna do another verse for me. Check it out, too. From the same thing, Check it out, keep that beat roll. Yo, we go, here we go again. Trayvon will never get to be an older man. Black children, they childhood stole from them. Robbed of our names and our language. Stole again. Who stole the soul from black folk? Same man that stole the land from cheap black smoke and made the whip crackle on our back slow. Made us go through the back door and raffle black bodies on the slave blocks. Now we slave to the blocks, cause on them we spray shots. Leaving our own to lay in a box. Black mother stomach staying or not. We kill each other more than the cops. I wish the hating would stop. We are at war and a battle with us. I know that black lives matter. Do they matter to us? These are the things we gotta discuss. The new plantation, mass incarceration. Instead of educate, they rather convict the kids. As dirty as the water in Flint the system is. Is it a felony? Or a misdemeanor? Maria Sharapova making more than Serena. It took Viola Davis to say this. The roles of the help and the gangsters is really all they gave us. We need Avas, Ta-Nehisi's, and Cory Bookers. The salt of the earth to get us off of sugar and greasy foods. I don't believe the news or radio stereotypes we refuse. Brainwashed in the psycho to spin. We write our own story, Black America again.
Here's the difference. What is the difference between a black revolution and a Negro revolution? First, what is a revolution? Sometimes I'm inclined to believe that many of our people are using this word revolution loosely, without taking careful consideration what this word actually means and what its historic characteristics are. When you study the historic nature of revolutions, the motive of a revolution, the objective of a revolution, and the result of a revolution, and the methods used in a revolution, you may change words. You may devise another program. You may change your goal and you may change your mind. Look at the American Revolution in 1776. That revolution was for what? For land. How was it? Why did they want land? Independence. How was it carried out? Bloodshed. Number one, it was based on land. The basis of independence. And the only way they could get it was bloodshed. The French Revolution, what was it based on? The landless against the landlord. What was it for? Land. How did they get it? Bloodshed. Was no love lost. Was no compromise. Was no negotiation. I'm telling you, you don't know what a revolution is. Because when you find out what it is, you'll get back in the alley. You'll get out of the way. a moment. The Russian Revolution. What was it based on? Land. The landless against the landlord. How did they bring it about? Bloodshed. You haven't got a revolution that doesn't involve bloodshed. And you're afraid to bleed. I said you're afraid to bleed. Long as the white man sent you to Korea, you bled. He sent you to Germany, you bled. He sent you to the South Pacific to fight the Japanese, you bled. You bleed for white people. But when it comes time to seeing your own churches being bombed and little black girls murdered, you haven't got no blood.
What is good, my people? We are live. Like we spend this time talking about doing stuff, like, and the thing is, right, if you feel like you FBA and people should only build stuff for Black Americans, okay, like for me, I'm like, okay, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? I support that. That's fine. Go build something strictly for Black Americans and don't really like debate somebody on why you should or shouldn't, because it's not up to nobody except for what you decide that you think is important. You know what I'm saying? And the same thing, like with the Pan-African, like, if you feel like, yo, I need to invest my money in this place or that place, then I say that you go ahead and do it because I support it. And the people who say both, I support both of you. You know what I'm saying? It's just that once we build these things, see, we don't have to sit here and argue about which one we should do. You know what I'm saying? You should build into what you believe in. And I don't understand why we have to feel the need to tell other people what to believe in. People are going to have their ideologies, but we all just get caught up. And what I think is it's just that we want to sit here and debate about things. You know what I'm saying? So it's just that our ideologies don't have to be caught up in it like that, because if I want to build a library, you know what I'm saying? Like if my brother Slang Nocturnal want to build a library, I don't really concern with your ideology. Like we want to build a Black library. We agree what we consider Black is, you know what I'm saying? That's the whole reason why we use these terms, because if you're this and you're that, I can't say that I'm that thing, you know what I'm saying? But we can say that we united. Yo, I do want to tell the story that I came across. It's the story because shout out to MG2. He the importance of telling stories is actually, what I'm saying, the truth, and we learn a lot of stuff from this story. So, forgive me for however it come out, you know what I'm saying, but I'm gonna try this and see how it works, you know what I'm saying. So it's the story about the alligator and the crocodile, you know what I'm saying. So a long time ago, a group of alligators and crocodiles, they all lived in the same place. Now they had their own areas, you know what I'm saying? Crocodiles do the crocodile thing, alligators do their own thing. But although they had their individual customs and stuff, and they would clash every now and then, of course, people like, things are going to clash, that's just what life is. But for the most part, they got along together because they live in an environment with so many resources, you know what I'm saying? And not only was the food abundant and they didn't have to compete, they knew who they were. They may have to fight a hippo every now and then, because, that's the only thing that can kill them. But they knew who they were. They knew they were the apex predators, right? So they went around bragging like, we've been here for 200 million years, that everywhere they go, we've been here for 200 million years. We was the dinosaurs, we was the original of all the living reptiles, we was the first ones. We are the, what I'm saying, we was the dinosaurs. What can I tell you? And so, every now and then the alligators and crocodiles would debate each other. The crocodiles got to rub it in like, we came here first, we was here first, and alligators come from us. But, the alligators would be like, that's some BS. Y'all don't come from us. But, for the most part, they agreed. They knew who they were. They were the apex predators. They've been around for 200 million years. They was the dinosaurs. You know what I'm saying? So even though they lived apart, you know what I'm saying, the only time they would really cross paths is when they would, hunt for food, so they would see each other when they're going to eat. So one day, this young crocodile and this young alligator were hunting in the same area. And then out of nowhere, they saw this huge anaconda, like, like one of them prehistoric anacondas, like the movie with Ice Cube, but times 10, like just a crazy big anaconda. And it was over there eating up all the birds, all the fish. It was just eating up a lot of food. So neither one of them could have beat the anaconda on their own. And if they worked together, maybe they could have beat them, but they probably would have lost. But they wasn't even on that tip anyway, because it's the crocodiles, and the other one was like, I'm the alligator. So both of them went back to their groups to warn the other. So when the young alligator went back to go tell the others, he said, you know, um, y'all don't understand how dangerous this is. There's this huge anaconda that I never seen before. And we don't know what could happen. I think we should put our issues to the side with the crocodiles, and just to beat this one snake, just to get it out of this environment, and then we'll go back to how it was. But they laughed at him. They laughed him out the room like, yo, this is just one snake. We are alligators. We've been here for 200 million years. Plus, I don't care if it's a million anacondas. you know I'll never work with those crocodiles. They was like they too arrogant. They think they come from us. They. Always talking crap. But then one of the elder alligators stood up and said, I understand we are different, but we've never seen a predator like this. We don't know if it could have kids. We don't know what it might do. We don't know if it's going to contaminate the environment. Maybe we should reconsider working with the alligators just to keep our land safe. And he was like, after all, we are in the crocodilian family. But, of course, they laughed at him. You know what I'm saying? They was like, he was crocking. Y'all call it cooning, but they was like, he was crocking. So some of them was like, that's over there where the crocodiles eat. That's not my problem. You know what I'm saying? Why would I stand up and go fight the snake? That's their issue. You know what I'm saying? And one of them was like, I'm not a crocodilian. I'm a reptile. We all reptiles. That snake is a reptile. I'm a reptile. We good. Like we all reptiles. Another person, another one of them stood up and was like, yo, what about the caimans? Aren't they crocodilians too? You know what I'm saying? Like, but they laughed them pretty much out the room. Like, this is just one snake. We was the alligators. We've been here for 200 million years. They can't beat one snake can't beat us. So when the young crocodile got back to warn his people, he said the same thing. Like, maybe we should put our issues with the alligators to the side, and just to stop this anaconda. And they laughed at him. Like, we the crocodiles. We've been here for 200 million years. We ain't worry about one little snake. Plus, I'm not no alligator. Their skin isn't thick as ours. We're faster, we're stronger, we're smarter, you know. And again, a crocodile elder stood up and was like, we must reconsider. We don't know what could happen. We are all crocodilians. But the rest of them start laughing at him. They called him like a gator head. They called him like Wally the Gator, TikTok the crocodile from, the one from Peter Pan or whatever. So, they laughed them out the room too. Now the snake already knew that the snake was by itself, so he knew he couldn't beat the crocodiles or the alligators by itself. But now there was three apex predators in the area. Now the resources are real slim, so they got to compete for the resources, you know. And more, they push each other into more territory. So they're more fighting for the food a little bit more. And if you know about alligators and crocodiles, the crocodiles are a little bit more aggressive than alligators. Well, that's what they say. And they haven't survived 200 million years for nothing. So one day while it was like three crocodiles over there hunting or whatever, and the snake was just sitting back watching the whole environment the whole time. And when they went to go get the food, the anaconda just came up and took it. So one of them said something like, look, man, like, we run this environment, you know what I'm saying? We was the dinosaurs. We've been here. You got to do what we say or we'll kill you right now. But what they don't know is the snake had already set them up. The snake was already planning since it got there. And, it killed two of them, and one of them went back to warn the others. Now, the crocodiles was pissed. They was going to go get revenge. But that same young alligator who saw the anaconda the first time and went back to warn the others, he saw them kill it. And so he went back like, yo, I knew this was going to happen. If the crocodiles is killed off, we definitely going to be next. We all crocodilians, you know what I'm saying? Now, I know the snake is not with us, even though it's a reptile, the snake is not the same as us. But what he didn't know, because he was crocking, he was cooning before, and they kept him out the loop, was the snake already approached the alligators. He said, it's too many predators in this area, and the crocodiles think they control everything. Plus, there's a lot more of them, and it's just one of me. And I already know you tired of them trying to rub it in their face that, they're better than you, they're stronger, their skin is thicker, and all of this stuff. Like, you could be the first reptiles, you don't got to worry about them, And he was like, if we work together, it could be more food for us, like than ever before. So when the crocodiles went to go get revenge, they were ambushed by the alligators and the anaconda, and they slaughtered them. Now, the alligators felt like, yo, it's just one snake, right? We could take them out anytime we want. But they felt good about their victory against the crocodiles, But the snake, while they were celebrating, the snake knew it could only be one apex predator. And even though an anaconda is an anaconda, a snake is still a snake. So, it didn't take long for the alligators to see how much they really did have in common with the crocodiles. Like, they had limbs. The snake ain't have no limbs. Like, they swam the same way, pretty much hunted. The ecosystem worked well because they balanced each other out, But they didn't realize that until they were gone. And it was still got worse because the snake was the foreign one to the ecosystem, and he was corrupting the ecosystem. And it wasn't the crocodiles after all. And they didn't realize it was all connected, everything connected to each other. They didn't realize that until the end. So once they realized it was the anaconda who was toxic and the one poisoning the environment, and he was the one foreign to it, they were planning the attack, but the anaconda was already more confident because, the crocodiles were already out the way. So, he used to just push the alligators more and more, and they all agreed just to get rid of them. But the anaconda already knew what was going to happen and prepared. See, after the massacre of the crocodiles, the snake approached the hippos because he knew they were the only one left in the environment that could kill an alligator. So he said that, these crocs, what I'm saying, now that the crocodile's gone, alligators are your only threat, and it's just one of me. And I promise I won't hurt you, Like you eat grass, we eat two different things. We are the only ones competing, and they attack you. Besides, I know y'all tired of hearing that we was around 200 million years ago. You know what I'm saying? We was the dinosaurs, because even if he was, what does that got you? Look where we are today. We about to run this ecosystem today. You know what I'm saying? This ain't 200 million years ago. Now, he was like, if you just trust me, I'll lure them in to where you can get to them, and sure enough, he did, and he slaughtered them. So, just to end the story, now the few alligators and crocodiles who understood they were crocodilians and knew they had to put their issues to the side, they survived, But even though they both been around for 200 million years, and they may have been the dinosaurs, they may have been, but today they are an extinct species. They are an endangered species. And right now on Earth, there's only one place where crocodiles and alligators still live together. And most times it's going to be in a zoo or a protected area. So yeah, man, I just had to get y'all up on that story real quick, man. And my fault if it took so long. I don't know how y'all felt about that, but that's just my try at it.